Welcome back to the Slow Crit. It's been a minute since we've had one of these. This is the practice crit here in San Luis Obispo. I want to get some more race miles on my legs before I just dive into some national level crits this summer. We're out here on a beautiful sunny day, and we have a pretty strong field. We have 15 riders, 20 riders, something in there. All fast dudes. It's going to be pretty tough to win, so I have Andrew out here with me to help out, and we actually have a new camera. This is the Insta360 X5. Just as long as Maddie doesn't win, that is goal number one. It allows you to hear Andrew and I scheming to beat Maddie. Just work with him, extend that gap out to 20, 30 seconds, and then just sit on. Yeah. So, obviously, as you can hear, our plan is to beat Maddie, who's just fresh off his collegiate national championship win. He's riding high. So we're going to have to execute some one-man teammate strategies. And right off the bat, there goes Andrew. Before I could even get the words out of my mouth, following an attack by Maddie. And, we just said our plan, which is hilarious. Let him get the gap and then sit on. And that's actually what he does. Seconds after I say it, Andrew follows Maddie. They establish a gap, and then Andrew refuses to pull. So the idea here is just to get Maddie tired. Andrew sits on. And as that's just about to get pulled back, there they are in the distance. The counterattack, the very predictable counterattack gets launched. So I'm positioned to respond to that. I'm following this attack up the hill. It's a good moment to maybe talk about the course. A little bit of a hill here, maybe 4%, 5% for that final straightaway. Up until the finish line, which is right there, we have a little bit of wind. This is the downwind direction. As we make this right-hander, it becomes a right-to-left crosswind. And as we catch the two off the front, I'm still following this attack. And look at my heart rate's in check, right? 154 beats per minute. And this is because I've been sitting in the draft as my teammate's been off the front. This is the power of teamwork. As we make this right-hander, I imagine I'm going to get flicked through, and let's see, I can't exactly remember. Yep, the look back, I look back, and we don't really have a gap, so it's not worth investing the energy. Therefore, you can see my power. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm doing about zone 2 power just to keep the speed a little bit high, stay in good position. You never want to slow down too much because it just invites the counterattacks. And honestly, it's not long before I kind of tee one of those up myself. Like I just said, if the pace comes down, you always want to launch a counterattack. Here I come from nearly the back of this field with all this speed on the sheltered side of the road, come blowing past the front riders with, 3, 4, maybe even 5 extra miles an hour. And it's kind of the easy way to get a gap. I didn't have to spike it up to 1,000 watts. Now I'm holding what is about threshold power because I have a gap. The idea here is, I'm checking the gap here. The idea here is I am not wanting to go solo. This isn't a Jeff goes solo for 26 kilometers type of effort because that's not really my power profile. I don't really have that ability, but it's to give my teammate Andrew a breather. He was just off the front doing something similar. Now I'm off the front. He's getting a rest, and we're forcing the competition to have to do work in order to chase me back. It's not even more than a couple laps later. Here we go with Andrew countering over the top of me, and this is the pattern that you want to see. I'm done with my effort. Now he goes, and now I get back into the draft. Now, in case you're wondering what that looked like, the thing I just described, teammate off the front, I'm sitting in the draft recovering. This is what it looks like. This is what Andrew is doing just a moment ago. Now it's his turn to be off the front. And if you get in this pattern where you're counterattacking with a teammate, you put yourself in a position where eventually your competition just says, screw it, and they give up, and they let that gap go out. Maybe that's the first or second attack. Maybe that is the 10th or 12th counterattack. It all just depends on the competition, the circumstances of the race. But if you stay after it, people eventually get tired, lose motivation to chase. And they start looking around, which is what's happening right here. So this one's looking pretty good. Andrew's up there doing a very consistent, measured effort, which consistency is efficiency. It's the fastest way to navigate a crit course is pedaling the entire way through at a very consistent effort. And I probably should have marked this one rider in the black. Honestly, this was a little bit of a mistake. I thought about it right there. But good news is he actually doesn't quite make it to Andrew. He's kind of in no man's land the whole time, which is even more helpful because that's one less chaser who's going to be on the front of this peloton trying to bring back my teammate. And Andrew, what a stud. He's out there for the next 6 or 7 kilometers by himself. But then he's about to get caught, and there's this flurry of counterattacks. Again, this is very predictable. bike racing, the more you do it, the more you recognize these patterns, the better you get at it. So there's my teammate on the left getting pulled back. One rider off the front, another one in pursuit. I cannot let these two riders get away. We don't want to be in a position where both Andrew and I are chasing. We always want to be on the offensive. You never want to ride defensively and try to chase back these moves. Otherwise, you're subject to that pattern where you are constantly getting attack, counterattack. So I'm going to do an effort to bring back the first guy and then bring back this second guy. And the reason I'm able to do this is because my teammate's been off the front this whole time, and I've been sitting in saving my energy. Heart rate's still pretty chill. This was a very hot day, too. Heart rate is still very chill, 165 beats per minute. I look back right there, I realize, I have a little bit of a gap, so I may as well just start riding. I think I bring along the Butcher Box rider with me. And this is an opportunity for my teammate Andrew to sit in and recover after he did a pretty massive effort off the front. And then we're kind of together, and there's another lull, so I use that opportunity, just like we saw a few laps ago. I do this big slingshot attack past my teammate who's on the front, and another easy win to get a gap is when you have a teammate on the front who's able to control the pace of the peloton. Did a bit more power because we were going up that hill into this tailwind, but again, just kind of an easier way to get a gap. If you're trying to do this like off the front of the peloton, people are much more inclined to chase. What you're looking for is that speed differential. If you're attacking going 3, 4, 5 miles an hour faster than the people around you, then they're going to be much more discouraged to chase you back because it's going to require a lot more effort to do so. I do bring with me the Butcher Box rider again, and I flick him through, and I think, is this the lap where he ends up taking a pole? Yeah, so he does take a pole. I actually took a really hard one here. A bit too aggressive of a pole here, but I'm obviously not going to let him get away. I'm fine working with him. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens here. We're 14 kilometers to go. Oh, that's right. He took a really short, really hard pole. It didn't really do much for me, and I continue riding here, but I'm very much controlled. Like, I'm not going to be going full commit 100% to this because I don't want to run into a situation where he can start attacking and get away from me, because then we're really screwed, right? Like, you never want to get dropped from the breakaway. So I'm doing, this is kind of tempo pull here because I just want to make sure I'm saving a little bit and holding a little bit back just in case he attacks and gets away. I'm able to chase him back. Also, I fancy my chances back in the field sprint, to be honest. And so I'll show a few more of these attack counterattacks, but I think you guys get the point. I go off the front, Andrew sits back in the draft and recovers. And then Andrew goes off the front, I sit in the draft and recover. And this is the exact pattern that you want to see, which brings us into the final few kilometers of this race. Andrew has been an absolute stud, has just been sat at the front for the last few laps, controlling the pace, allowing me to sit in, save as much energy as possible until we get into the final lap and a half. Big attack goes on the right by Joe from Butcher Box. And as you can hear, I'm telling Andrew steady, like chill. There's plenty of time. We still have over a kilometer to go. I didn't want him to sprint in order to bring that back because I'm trying to save every last bit of energy I can for the finish here. I don't even think I had to tell Andrew that. He knows exactly what to do. He's still sat on the front. He's got more energy left to bring back. He makes pretty short work of the Butcher Box rider, brings him back with 1K to go. These laps are short, like I said, guys. This is the second to last time we're going up this climb. This race is going to be over in about 1 minute. So how are we going to finish up this race? Andrew told me earlier on that, hey, it's you for the sprint. Obviously, he's been doing all this work in the closing laps. Now, I've been fine with Colin between Andrew and I. That's the rider in orange in front of me. But now, with 1 lap to go, I want to squeeze in front of Colin and make sure I'm on my teammate's wheel. So that's what I'm going to do here. That's right on the left-hand side, sheltered side of the road. I'm already communicating with Andrew, letting him know I'm here. I'm saying up, 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 and start increasing the pace. We're 550 meters to go. I'm yelling at him up some more because I'm getting crowded a little bit on the right. This is the danger. This is why I didn't want Colin in between us. I want to make sure I've secured my teammate's wheel. So stay pretty close here. I realize the fisheye doesn't make it look like I'm close, but I was pretty close to that corner. And now I'm telling him to dump it, but there's a little bit of a misunderstanding. He thought I said wait or something, but we can't slow down. I'm going to get overtaken into the final corner, so I have to just start a really early sprint from about 275, but it's up a hill, so this is a pretty long sprint. I win the final corner. I take it all the way wide to make sure I can't get past, and then it's just a matter of how much power can I do from here to the finish. And it's a lot because of the teamwork that we had done. This isn't record-breaking numbers, but it's pretty hard to pass going up a hill into a tailwind at that rate of speed. So we were able to secure the win. It's just a practice crit, but this bodes well for the bigger races to come. We're honing our skills as teammates, and we're also putting all of that training to the test to see if we're staying sharp, to see if it's actually working ahead of the bigger races. So get subscribed if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.